Hi, it's Cory, and today we're going to be learning and mastering the E major chord. This is my absolute least favorite chord, and that's for a couple reasons. The first one, a lot of times when the E major chord shows up in a song, a lot of times it's in a key that is not super easy for me to sing. Also, it's kind of a pain to play. Every single way that I can possibly think of how to play the E major chord requires your pinky, and that's just something that's not used as much, so often it's really hard for a lot of people to play. And everybody's going to have a chord that's really tricky for them, and this one just kind of happens to be one that is tricky enough that it's not something I'm gonna immediately be like, thank goodness there's an E major in this song. But it's also a chord that comes up frequently enough that you should definitely know how to play it. So today I'm gonna show you 3 different ways how to play the E major chord so you can figure out which one is easiest for you and then master it, so whenever you see that pesky little chord coming up in a song, that way you can play it and not have to worry about it. Today I'm going to be demonstrating on this red Enya Nova U concert ukulele. If you'd like to learn more about this ukulele, I'll have it linked down in the description, but also I have a full tutorial that you can check out as well. First way I'm going to show you how to play the E major chord is probably the most common way that you've seen it either on chord charts or online or in tutorials. For this way, you're going to take your first finger, place it on the 4th string, 1st fret. Your second finger is then going to go on the 2nd fret, 1st string, and then your 4th finger or your pinky is going to go on the 4th fret, 3rd string. And that's an E major chord. For that one, a big tip that I can give you is to really make sure your thumb is supporting the back of the neck. Also, you're going to really want to make sure, rather than coming up from under like this, you can still make the chord. It's a lot easier if you just pivot your hand up a little bit and then strum. And then, as always, you're always going to want to make sure to have that nice, I always tell my students, make claws, not ladders, claws, not ladders. It's basically a similar thing. If you've played piano, you always want to have your fingers curved like that, not straight. And that's really going to help with the positioning as well. So that's the first way you can make the E major chord. The second way you can make the E major chord is taking your first finger, placing it on the 2nd fret, 1st string. Then on the 4th fret, you're going to take your 2nd finger, place it on the 4th string, your 3rd finger, place it on the 3rd string, and then your 4th finger or pinky, placing it on the 2nd string. And that's the second way. I personally find the second way to be easier than the first way, but again, it's whatever works best for you. And finally, we have the third way, and I have to admit, this is probably my favorite way to play the E major chord in total. So let me show you. You're going to take your first finger and you're going to go on the 4th string and bar completely across it. I always use my 2nd finger as an extra support with my 1st finger, so you're going to lay that on top. And then you're going to take your 4th finger and place it on the 7th fret, 1st string. And that's the third way you can play the E major chord. I personally like that third way a lot because it's easier for me to personally just do that than to go to the first one and have to really think like, okay, pivot up, then play. But I can still play it. The only negative I would say of that third way is you are getting that really high pitch there, which is totally fine. All it is it's just an octave higher than the E in either positioning for the first way or the second way, but it still works just as well in a song. There you have it. 3 ways to make the E major chord. What I'd really encourage you to do in this new year is to find chords that you don't really enjoy playing, either because they're too hard or you don't know how to do it, and master those chords. It can be a really limiting feeling if you only know like 4 or 5 chords on the ukulele, and then when you approach a new song, you might get immediately deterred. Rather than getting deterred and worrying about being able to play those chords, I would really encourage you to tackle those on. If there are other chords that you find to be particularly tricky, I know for some people that might be chords that require 3 fingers, like the G major chord is often one people say that is really tricky when they're first starting out. Make sure to comment down below and I can work on making chord tutorials for you. I do already have some that are made, especially with the really basic kind of beginner chords, so make sure to check the cards for my playlist of chord videos, but I want to make sure you are feeling successful and that you can be the best you can be. So let me know down in the comments. Also, give this video a like. It really helps with how the videos do, and it allows me to get feedback with the kind of content you want to see. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit subscribe. That way you're never going to miss out on a new video that I put out. And I put out videos every single week, a full tutorial on Sunday, and tips and tricks videos on Wednesdays. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!